This is PJNET.TV, and this is my perspective and comments. In this video segment of My Perspective and Comments, we cover politics, society here and abroad, and the events of the day that are shaping our nation. PJNET.TV, My Perspective and Comment, coming to you with a worldview, one nation under God. Welcome to My Perspective and Comments. And folks, I want to start out again like I have over these last several months, almost going on a year now. COVID, Wuhan virus, the China virus that's been plaguing the globe. And I have some updates, and we'll start right now with New York. And Andy Cuomo is under fire. You might ask why. Well, it turns out, and I think we've alluded to this some months back, the reports that came out from Andy's health department and Andy himself, his attorney general, Letitia James, came out with a report because there's been a lot of people putting pressure on what are the numbers, and no one from the health department has really come clean. Well, the attorney general here for New York, Letitia James, came out, and what the conclusion was, 50% underreported. 50% underreported. So it just goes to show. Now we're talking about well over 20,000, maybe more, and this scathing acknowledgement from the Attorney General just puts a really fine point on Andy Cuomo and his health department and how they dealt with Wuhan virus in the springtime of last year. And I don't know if you're familiar with the senior meteorologist at Fox News, but her father-in-law and mother-in-law also were a casualty of Cuomo and his nursing home debacles. And she's been very vocal regarding Andy Cuomo and his arrogance, and how he's been treating New Yorkers and especially those in the nursing homes. And Andy came out here just a week ago and kind of blasé, well, hey, why are you really taking a fine point to the deaths? They're deaths. If they die in a nursing home or they die in the hospital, just kind of nonchalant. And that's the attitude, hey, don't look at me, and it just, a lot of these politicians have that same attitude, the people, who cares, that attitude. And we're making the decisions. We have the executive orders, we have the power, and it just goes to show their arrogance and how they have that disdain for ordinary people trying to care and to see their loved ones, and they can't because of Andy Cuomo's edicts. So Janice Dean has been very vocal and really getting the word out that Andy might have the next time he's running for governor, he may have other people that are taking are looking to oust him, because people have really seen this governor's arrogance in locking everyone down, and just the attitude, I'm the boss, you're gonna comply to what to my edicts. And that's Andy's sentiment. Now we have a minority leader, a Republican here. In fact, he's based in my area here, and he is looking to get some legislation to pull this power from the governor with all these emergency. This state of emergency, which has given him the power to make all these lockdowns and edicts from on high from Albany, New York. So I'm hoping that moves forward, and we'll see. It's going to be a matter of more and more people outcry of saying enough's enough, and we need to get the legislature back in session and making decisions rather than laying it all for Andy Cuomo. Other news here, we have Dr. Fauci talking about wearing what? You might have to wear 2 masks now. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, folks. So here's Fauci talking about 2 masks. So he's admitting that the one mask never worked, and that is the thing that should be in the newspapers. The masks don't work. And so Fauci's trying to say, okay, you need to put 2 masks on, but everybody needs to wear masks. So once again, the masks don't work, because if one person's wearing a mask and the other person isn't, then hey, should be good to go, no problem. But that's not the case. And you have these medical, the medical title behind their name, and they're one week they're saying this, the next week they're saying the other. Like Fauci, last year, December of last year, and before, masks. Hey, you don't need masks. Masks don't work. And he said this in regards to regular influenza. And then when the COVID came on the scene early on, Fauci saying, no, you don't need masks. Masks aren't needed. Dr. Redfield from CDC, same message initially. And then everything changed. So it's one thing after another. One theory, and then it gets rejected just days or weeks later. The bottom line, folks, is that the masks don't work. Other doctors, or even we have other doctors, when we start talking about these doctors, I saw a report coming out of, I think he might have been in New York, but and he's not the only one. But out of this doctor's mouth, he's telling the audience in that news organization that the vaccine, everybody should be getting the vaccine, even those that have already had the COVID. And naturally, they got COVID, now they're over it, and they have the immunity. Now they're saying these people should be getting that vaccine too. Well, let me ask you a question, folks. What is the vaccine supposed to accomplish? That's the first question, and that should have been the first question out of that anchor who was reporting that program. A vaccine is supposed to, the design of the vaccine is to get a population to immunity, herd immunity, quickly. So if someone's already had COVID, they have immunity. Why are they going to get a shot when they've already had COVID? And there are reports coming out now that are saying that if you've had COVID naturally, where you caught it and you it burned through, that your immunity might be better and more longer lasting. So, well, once again, we're seeing and all these reports, people are saying, see, we have to wear masks. See, Fauci said to wear masks, so we have to wear masks. And Fauci said we're going to wear masks until 2023. So I guess that's what we're going to do. People, I'm hoping that the American people finally rise up and say, no more. We're done. We're going back to life, and we're not running and hiding from each other. We're going to take off our masks, we're going in the stores, and we're going to start living life. And we're not going to listen to these so-called professionals that one day they're saying one thing and the other day they're saying something totally opposite and different. So, this is what we've been seeing in this country, mixed messages, and everybody is supposed to fall in line. And if you don't, you're a hater to other people. And early on, what should have been said is, if you want to wear a mask and you don't feel comfortable going out in public, you put on a mask, but don't expect anyone else that wants to go about living their life that they have to wear a mask. But no, what did the politicians push? Everybody's got to wear a mask. So that's where we are with COVID. We're seeing Johnson & Johnson is real close. They're at the stage where they're looking to get emergency status to be able to get that to start inoculating people. And right now it looks like it may be weeks away for that approval. And what the difference with Johnson & Johnson is, one shot should be enough to get your immunity to COVID. So we'll see when Johnson & Johnson becomes available, but they're saying they're really close right now to get approval. Well, let's switch gears to our new president. And folks, we're up to 40 plus out of Biden with executive orders. And, talk about weakening America, and we're seeing it right before our eyes. Economically weakening, militarily weakening, our borders now looking to get overrun because the message has gone out, Biden's in office, so everybody come on up from the south. Argentina, Venezuela, you name it, Mexico, come on board. Biden says we can come in, and no questions asked. That's what the message that's going south. And Biden says no, but everyone else in his administration is saying come on. And this Keystone pipeline. We're talking about under President Trump, we had energy independence. And Biden has taken us right back. He's put the car in reverse, and he's heading back as fast as he can. So what's going to happen? Starting to buy oil from those countries that hate us, and spending more money on energy. So here goes and as I mentioned last perspective, we're already seeing energy prices going up. So we're going to see more and more of the weakening of America under this administration. These executive orders that are coming out one, you can see it's directly anything that President Trump did, they want to negate it. And we're really the people that are the economists in our country right now are already saying this is going to hurt us. America, unemployment, historic under President Trump. And, what is Biden doing? He's taking us right back to Obama and the Obama administration. And what did we hear out of Obama? Well, we're in the new normal. We're going to have to get used to these new jobs because manufacturing is gone and manufacturing's never coming back. Well, President Trump showed that as misinformation. But that's where Biden is taking us right now. And our manufacturing, our companies are not going to be put in a position like they were under Obama. What did they end up doing? They ended up taking their money and a lot of their capital right out of the country. And it was President Trump that said, look, we're not going to hit you over the head. We want manufacturing. We want the companies to come back to the United States. And that's what they were doing. But we're going to see a reversal and it taking us right back to Obama and what he was pushing. Food stamps, unemployment. And, somehow it's goodness that we have food stamps for people instead of getting them jobs so that they can provide for their own family. So, very disturbing that the trend that we're seeing coming out of the Biden administration. And to think, it hasn't even been a month yet, and we're already seeing the negative trajectory that the United States is on. I want to talk again or touch a little bit more bases here on our schools. And right now we saw a unbelievable discussion coming out of Chicago, the teachers' unions. And what the teachers' unions are saying is we can't open the schools. Our teachers can't go back. It's dangerous. We can't allow it. And the teachers' unions are saying that. And the CDC this past week has already said that children they're not passing COVID. It's safe to have the children go back to school. But you're not hearing that from these teachers' unions. They're saying, no, we can't. So what is it? The medical profession? Or are we listening? Are we going to listen to the medical professionals? Or are we going to listen to these teachers' unions? So that's where we're at right now. Is we're starting to see, this football being thrown back and forth, and the medical profession is saying it's okay. We need to get our children back in school, but we're seeing a section here of some teachers unions and teachers that are saying no, we can't go back. Maybe next year, maybe the end of the year, but we can't. It's too dangerous. So that's what we're hearing right now from in Chicago. But we're hearing, California is doing the same thing. In fact, these teachers in California, they had a list of demands. They wanted this social justice, and this had to be met, and that had to be met before they even thought about bringing their teachers back. So, once again, it went from we care for the children to political paybacks and such. So we'll see how that plays out, and we'll see how CDC and how Biden talks about getting our children back in school, because the medical professionals are saying it's safe. You can let the children get back to school and start learning again. So we'll see how that all plays out. Well, folks, I'd like to highlight. I've got 2 videos that I'd like us to take a view here. The first one will be a leader, and I've been talking about over this past summer and before how these social media companies, now the big tech, are banning everybody everyone and suspending individuals, going after President Trump and Twitter, Facebook, just wiping him right off those platforms. And what can we do? You know, they had Section 230 that was bandied about. They had hearings. They had Zuckerberg and Jack come up, the Google and YouTube CEOs, and they talked a good game, but nothing happened. So what can be done? Well, I would like us to take a video of a leader, and this might be a template for more freedom-loving states to follow suit and to adopt and really go aggressively to nip this in the bud and to stand up against big tech. So we'll be taking a look. That'll be the first video, and then the second video will be a pre-video for taking a higher look and what's been going on there. So, you know, that second video will be the preview for taking a higher look. Our first video is we'll be taking a look at the state of Florida and what Ron DeSantis has done this past week. So here, take a look.